I'm Jenna, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about rocker, camber, and some of the hybrid options that are out there. So to start, to really understand rocker, you've got to first understand camber. Here I've got a camber board, and all boards used to be cambered. And what that means is there's contact points on the nose and the tail of the board. Between those contact points, the board actually arches upward. So if I laid this board flat down on the ground, I know it'd be a little bit hard to see, but the board would actually arch upwards a little bit. You can see it a little bit better in the diagram, which is a little more exaggerated. But the way this board works is as you flex the board, you actually engage those contact points, engage the edge of the board, and it allows you to carve on the board. So camber obviously has its applications, but one of the biggest things right now, if you go into any snowboard shop or go on any snowboard website, is rocker, rocker, rocker. So what is rocker? Well, rocker is actually the opposite of camber. So, and in a lot of cases, it's specifically referred to as reverse camber. So you've got your contact points of the board, but now the board's going to actually arc like this. If you put it on the ground, it's almost going to give you like a rocking chair effect, arcing upwards. So what does that do for you as a rider? Well, there's different types of rocker. To start, let's talk a little bit about the application for beginner riders. So now you've got your contact points of the boards right here. Well, for beginner riders, rocker in most cases will actually move that contact point down. So it makes it a little bit easier to progress, easier to learn because you're not catching your edge. The board has a little bit more playful, a little more fun feel to it, and you're not catching your edge, getting discouraged, getting frustrated. If you look at it from a jib perspective, what it does is it makes it, again, more playful, more lively. So now you've got an easier transition to your nose or your tail or your board, which is great for doing butters, presses, stuff like that. The board almost feels softer than it really is, and it gives you that light kind of playful feeling. You can slide in and out of stuff easier. Just makes the board a little bit more fun. If you look at more of a powder board or a powder rocker, you know, the point of a board like that is to be able to float in deeper snow. Well, now you're not working nearly as hard to kind of lean back on your board, lean back on the tail of your board to get your nose up out of the snow. You simply lean back and the board does a lot of that work for you. The board floats a lot better because you've got that big old arc on the nose and the tail, which allows you to do that. So somewhere in between now, we've got a lot of all mountain rockers, and they kind of give you the best of both worlds. So you're able to kind of sit back and float when you need to, but you've got a little bit more contact with the snow, and it still gives you that playful, light feeling, but the board's a little bit more versatile. You can kind of ride it all over the place. So to sum it up, I know this is a lot of information, and I may have got you even more confused than you already were. Well, every brand has about 4 or 5 different types of rocker right now, and so we wanted to go a little bit further into actually showing you what these different rockers were, some of the differences, what they're trying to achieve. So actually, if you go on our site, if you look at a specific product from this year, you can actually look below the description of the product and you'll see a link, and this will actually show you a diagram of which type of rocker the board you're looking at has. This should be really helpful if you're comparing a couple boards or you want to see which brand uses which rocker for which application. Another thing you can do is actually look in our article section, and we've got articles broken down by brand that again show all the diagrams from one brand, shows where they're applying the rocker, how far, you know, under the bindings, a little bit further towards the contact points, whatever. But it basically shows you who's trying to accomplish what in which board. So that's a great tool for you to look at if you are looking for a little bit more information about rocker.